Okay, recap for Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. Alright, yesterday, I determined this day as a low probability day, right? A day that I wouldn't trade, so I didn't bother trading it. So, let's see how I would have traded it if I was gonna trade, if it's gonna be a win or a loss or whatever, right? So, yesterday I said we're gonna be watching this week, right? If we're gonna continue higher, right, come back higher into this week, then we need to hold the midpoint lower quadrant at max. But really, I need to see a reaction right there, right? And second thing is knowing if we short for the longer term, we need to close below this midpoint. So basically, all these just tell us low probability. We don't know what's going on, right? If we come on the 1 hour, right, we in a civvy, and mainly I'm looking at the opening price of this order block, right? That's what my eyes jumps to in this like, and on the 4 hours as well, there is just nothing, right? There's just this week. I'm not gonna grade it right now because there's just no point, right? Um, but yeah, if I'm trading it, I would grade down, try to find what's going on. The only thing, the main thing is the 15 minutes, right? This And let me just before explain all the liquidity, just this is what we need to keep our eye on, these three levels. Remember, on the daily, we said we have these quadrants, and what we want is a reaction, preferably at the midpoint right there, to push us higher. We can see that London has attempted to go to midpoint but misses it, right? And then we come later on, once we've done London, like let's say on lunch or whatever, right? We come take that low and we go displace through it. See, that's a problem. Why? Because if price was bullish, we would have stopped here, right? And it would be OTE of this range, right? So like London would have actually came and finished the job right here by making a lower low, hitting that, and then we expand higher. New York comes for a discount, and then we can break. But this shows that the market is bearish, and what we can see pre-market is we go all the way down. I wouldn't say taking these lows, that doesn't really count right now. These are only lows that I care about once we open New York. But we've taken the previous daily low and then came back into it. So once we do that, going below the midpoint, now this midpoint, rather than becoming a discount to take us higher, this same area, I would expect it to be treated as premium now, right? Going up into it is premium to start shorting, right? So I'm not interested in longs until we close above this 15-minute fair value gap. Why? Because like the only reason we'd come up here is to really hit that order block, right? This, right? And of this whole range, OTE, whatever, right? If we want to continue lower, we're gonna have to respect this. I would like that we keep closing like this, and I would like this one to be a wick, right? That'd be a signature that we are actually still weak. But if we close inside it, and then the next one closes inside, like you know what I'm saying, like we close the whole range, right? Get to this high, then I would flip to use this as bearish, right? Because now we come back above the upper quadrant of that wick. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you can see that we have buy side, rebuy side, and in terms of sell side, we have one, two, three, four sell side, right? So it's a 50-50 morning start, right? So we also just need to see the opening range gap, which will be in the two minutes. So what this market could easily do is open, shoot up, or open and shoot down, because this is a low resistance liquidity run, and then we're just gonna have to do whatever after it opens. So let's just have the opening candle. 29, 30. Yep. Well, lost the trade basically gone, right? Because it's gonna hit what it needs to hit. But let's check regular trading hours. And Rather than drawing the quadrants, I'll draw. Actually, no, I need to draw the quadrants. It's gonna get a bit messy, but let's put these in a bit thicker. No, like 3, right? So now this is the opening range gap, and we know that we haven't hit the lower quadrant. So until we hit the lower quadrant, which is there, we're bearish, right? I will just have that, especially if we get to like 940, 950, and there's no attempt really going up there. We're still bearish, but I'm expecting this to just take out. I mean, these two, right? And I'll show what liquidity that is, right? Regular trading hours. And so that's one regular trading hours. This one electronic. It might stop there, or it might just do a full sweep, hit this, and then we could have a retracement after that. So let's just see. Just a few minutes. Okay. Okay. We make relative equal lows right there with the lunch low. I don't know why it's not showing it there. Hello. Yeah. So that makes me still be bearish because we're getting later, right? Like as long as this, and I would treat this as the first presented fair value gap just for the fact that it went for the liquidity, right? I'm not seeing for now, right? I wouldn't like fully first presented fair value gap, but I would expect us to hold, right? Also, right now we're reaching back into the midpoint. So this area, right? If it's discount, right, and it's just holding. Okay. Well, see, that right there, trade missed, right? It hits the midpoint and that just kills me, I guess, right? I mean, and I wouldn't even be. Let me just check. Yes, this went all the way near the high. See, let's say I trade. Let's say I force the setup here, right? I sell one, right? It would be low MNQs amount, and no, wait. I'm gonna just wait for the next candle. There, still sell that, and I would have my stop loss here, right? Because it could sweep again, trying to get that. And honestly, because it's relative equal lows, I would target the low, right? I would just target the low. And if I have a partial and entry, I just want to see if there's acceleration or not. I'll just close it, right? You see how the trade is just butchered up basically, right? And even this is a low probability entry because we still have time to attempt to hit that sell. This is just a really risky entry. Yeah, I mean, it works, but like, okay, what I like is this fair value gap inside this. So what I could do is, I mean, on this candle close, I'll have my stop loss now here, and this same TP. Do we get hit? Nope, nope. Yes, and there we go. So yeah, that's about it. And then maybe if I have a runner, what do we have on there? Oh, there's that low, right? And if I have a runner, I just leave it to go to that low. That's if it wants to go low. Okay, so you just start chopping around basically. That's what we're gonna do. Back, making some relatively good lows, taking it there. Okay, we actually do take it, which is surprising, but we do actually come and take it. I mean, not in the nicest way, but I would really just be done there, right? I know he expanded much faster, but like, hey, can't be greedy because he could just come down to discount. But Yeah, see, like a Friday, I wouldn't expect Friday to do this, and I would say yes, this is probably the best entry. The only problem is it's very risky, and I don't know, having that stop loss there was kind of unjustifiable, right? Because like it could sweep it again. That's my only. But it could. It has the potential to sweep it again, and that would be my problem right there. That it has the potential to sweep again, but overall, the opening and the fact that we spent all this time, right? This attempt, we have a change in state delivery, right? I'm really looking at the midpoint of it right there. We stop this garbage quadrants. I'm looking at the midpoint of it, and yeah, no closes above the mean threshold right there. So I guess it's not the worst setup, right? We go to midpoint of the what I would say is the first presented, even though it's a 931. And then we go lower to liquidities, right? That it gives you a place to add, right? Before adding to liquidity, hit into liquidity, and then it chops. Mm, I would call it a C minus setup, right? If you want to grade something, it's bad. It's a bad setup. It really is a bad setup. But yeah, as I said, it's a low probability day. I don't want to trade it, and you never know. You never know. I might have been trying to catch longs because longs are so plausible to come back to here or there or whatever and just invest this because we don't really know. Like Friday is not the one that would normally make the low of the day. I mean, low of the week. You know, would finish the job like that. Friday is normally a retracement day, so my expectations really would be higher, right? But I wouldn't be able to do anything until we close above this. And then from then, it's kind of a garbage trade anyway. Like I don't have much range to work with. So yeah, that's the market recap. Peace out.